Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is Cypher Box bringing you the latest in boxing news. And basically what I want to talk about today is Antonio Margarito. Now, you'll all remember Margarito as the hand wrap cheat, you know. So let's go back a few years and go over the backstory of Antonio Margarito. Antonio Margarito, you know, some years ago now, obviously fought Miguel Cotto. And at that time, they were pretty much fighting to see Floyd Mayweather, I think, just retired, and they were just that fight, their first fight that they had with each other, was kind of to see who was the best welterweight on the planet. And Margarito won that fight. You know, Cotto was winning the first 5-6 rounds, and Margarito just turned it on and really busted him up, and literally left Miguel Cotto dripping in blood. His face, you couldn't even see the colour of his face, it was that bad, you know what I mean? He was busted up pretty bad, and in the end, you know, the fight was stopped. He took a knee a couple of times, and then I think it was the 11th round, you know, just couldn't take any more punishment, and the fight was over. Fast forward a little bit now, we go to 6 or 7 months later. Margarito fights Shane Mosley, and during the process of hand wraps being applied, Nazim Richardson, trainer to Shane Mosley, who was observing Margarito's hands being wrapped, spotted something funny with the wraps, decided to have a closer look and inspection of the wraps, and something fell out of it, and it was like a brick, literally, and it turned out to be Paris plaster that fell out of Margarito's hand wraps. He was allowed to continue with the fight, Margarito, and he, obviously you remember against Shane Mosley, he got busted up and knocked out, basically, yeah, and serves him right for trying to cheat. Got what he deserves, in my opinion. He later then was given a 13-month suspension, ban, came back, fought Manny Pacquiao, got beat up in that fight as well. Manny Pacquiao did a job on him, so well done to Pacquiao for that. And then went on to have a rematch with Miguel Cotto. And Miguel Cotto won that fight by stoppage. I think it was in the 10th round, the referee stopped it because Miguel Cotto busted his eye out, which Manny Pacquiao started in the first fight. Now, if you look at both fights, Miguel Cotto, well basically, let's go back to it. If you look at the face-off, Max Kellerman's HBO face-off, before the second fight between Cotto and Margarito, Miguel Cotto basically accused Margarito of using illegal hand wraps in their fight as well. And to be fair, even though there's no real proof of that, yeah, like the kind of proof that Nazim Richards found when he was checking the hand wraps before he fought Shane Mosley, you could pretty much believe he was wearing those wraps then, yeah. I honestly do believe he was wearing those wraps as well. Do you know what I mean? And the reason I say that, if you compare the two fights, like I said, Miguel Cotto was covered in blood in that first fight. The second fight, he was still taking hits to the face from Margarito, but they weren't having the same effects. His face was marked up, but he wasn't cut and gushing in blood and dripping in blood. It wasn't the same effects. And in the end, you know, Cotto won the fight. You know, it was a massive difference when you watch both fights. So you can assume he was wearing those illegal hand wraps in the first fight. So Miguel Cotto got his revenge, moved on with his career. Yeah. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is from Boxing Scene, and there's been 2 articles this week regarding Margarito, and he's saying he wants to fight Miguel Cotto as his last opponent in December. He's saying right here he'll retire Miguel Cotto in December. He wants a trilogy fight. Yeah, a 3rd fight with Miguel Cotto. Now let's talk about Miguel Cotto a little bit. Miguel Cotto, as you know from the last video I did on him, talking about what his options are for his last fight. He says he wants to fight Triple G, the winner of Triple G, Canelo. I kind of believe he'll fight Canelo because he's fought him before. But I don't know about Triple G if Triple G was to win that fight, because when Miguel Cotto was a WBC middleweight champion, he wasn't too keen in stepping into the ring with Triple G. Now, I personally don't think that fight happens anyway, no matter who wins that fight. That Miguel Cotto won't get that fight no matter if it's Canelo or Triple G. The reason being is because I think the winner of that fight between Canelo and Triple G, they will want to go on and fight the winner of Billy Joe Saunders versus Willie Monroe Jr. and become undisputed champion at middleweight by fighting for the WBO title as well. Yeah. So I don't think that fight happens at all. I don't think Miguel Cotto is going to get that fight, no matter what he tries. There are other names that have been thrown out there, like Amir Khan, I talked about, David Lemieux. Mikey Garcia has thrown his name into the hat, saying he'll come up to 154 to fight Miguel Cotto. But I don't know whether this fight sells with anyone out there against Margarito. When you think about it, it's a grudge fight. These two absolutely hate each other. Miguel Cotto hates Margarito and the feeling is mutual. You know, it's personal between these two individuals. They do not like each other. I love the whole build up, you know, for the second fight, because it had some drama in it. You know, there was backstory to it. There was there was that controversy around all that illegal hand wrap scandal that where Margarito was caught cheating. You know, we get the face off, Miguel Cotto questioning him, saying, you know, what's this popping out your hand wraps in this picture, etc., etc. What's this colouring here? You know, he was doing all that sort of stuff. You know, and they were really going at each other. So I don't know whether this sells for you guys out there. I mean, depends, you know, what does Margarito have left? You know, to be fair, Miguel Cotto's at the end of his career as well. He's not what he used to be back when he was in his prime, or especially before this fight against, the first fight against Antonio Margarito. You know, we saw him lose a step, let's be honest. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's a great champion, a legend in his own right, and, you know, I'm not meaning that disrespectfully for towards Cotto, sorry. But I want to get your input on this, guys. I want to know whether you think this fight sells. Whether you believe this would be a great fight for Miguel Cotto to finish his career on. And if they did make this fight, would you tune in for it? And more importantly, would you pay for it as well if they tried to put it on pay-per-view? Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, as always, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified the minute I upload a new video, of course. And until next time, remember, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.